Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. Designed by Tamashii Nations in Japan for the Gundam Universe line of Bandai, we have the Freedom Gundam. So let's examine the contents of our purchase. So we have the Freedom Gundam unit of the action figure. We have two beam saber hilts or handles. We have the two beam saber blades, the beam rifle, the backpack where the flight kit would attach, alternate set of hands, and on the back of the packaging material in a separate plastic bag we have the flight kit or the wings. So we have the figure out of packaging. So before we attach all of the things or the accessories that are associated with it, let us first take our tape measure and measure the height. So that's about 6 inches. So just for point of comparison, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Battle Android Trooper. And as for articulation, if you are familiar with the Gundam Universe line, then it is not something that we could really discuss much, because you know that we immediately have limited articulation on the waistline. So when I try to articulate that waistline, there is really not much articulation there. So majority of the Gundam Universe action figures really are more for their display effect. So we have a little bit of articulation points on the rest of the body. The head could move okay, so we have tilts and side-to-side movement. The arms could rotate, could also move to the side. We have bicep swivel. We have 2 points of articulation on the elbow. Of course, the hands would be articulated. We have rotation and motion because of course you could change the hands. As for the leg area, because of the skirts, you could only move the leg forward not so much, so that's going to be it. Well, you could actually just situate or pull out the side skirts or the front skirts to improve the articulation on the leg. As for the knee, we have 2 points of articulation on the knee. And for the foot is one molded piece. So it's not two separate items, it's one molded piece. So don't expect much of articulation on the foot. And we don't have a separate thing over here wherein other Gundam Universe action figures would have a separate skirt for the foot. But the skirt on this figure for the foot skirt on this figure actually is molded onto the shin. So that is it for articulation on the foot. So let's take a look at the back of the figure. So we have pegs where we would attach the wings. The back skirt is one molded piece. It is not articulated. We only have articulation points for the side skirts, which are actually also the beam rifles, an extension of the weapon system of this Freedom Gundam unit. And the front skirts could also be moved, but not much. So those are the articulation points for the skirts. So you have to pull them out of their sockets, so we could possibly move this up a little bit. But right now, because I pushed this in, we limit the articulation on the leg. So before we attach the wings and the other accessories, let us first take a look at the rifles that are attached to the side skirts. So these things are extendable, so you have to separate this attachment point first, bring it to the back, and bring the rest of the barrel, separate it from there, and extend it to the front and realign the barrel. So that is going to be the full length of the side skirt rifle system. So let's measure that up. So that's going to be 6 inches. So it's as tall as the figure per se. Okay, so to fold, just move the butt piece down, move this down, and fold this up. So it's that easy actually. So the beam saber hilts could be attached on this area. So there are 2 beam sabers, so you could attach them, one here and one over there. So the same thing is with the other rifle for the right skirt. So no need to demonstrate that. Okay, so let's attach the other accessories that are associated with this piece. Okay, so second step in this transformation is to detach the hands that are on this unit first. So the hands that are attached to this unit in packaging would be fist hands. So take them out for weapon holding hands like this. So that is included in the set. So let's move the Freedom out of frame and let's examine the weapons. So the beam rifle, we have 2 beam sabers, and they have the capacity to join handles. So just like in the anime series wherein the Freedom would utilize both of his beam sabers this way. Okay, so we have the rifle on the hand of the unit, and as for storage of the beam saber hilts or handles, so they could be stored on the side of the skirt, just like that. So I had the idea of possibly providing this figure with a shield because I have this Strike Gundam in my collection, but when I examined the forearm of this figure, as you could see, it does not have a peg hole where the shield of the Strike Rouge could, the Strike Gundam I mean, could attach to, because as you could see on this unit, we have that attachment point for the shield. So it's just not possible to, if you have this Strike Gundam in your collection, it's not possible to let the Freedom borrow that shield just to complete the look. So that's the little drawback for this action figure, that it does not come with the shield. So I guess it is this figure is meant to hold a rifle on the right and a beam saber on the left. So we have the backpack of the Freedom Gundam. So we have the peg holes where this backpack would attach to the unit. And to attach the flight kit or the wings, just take each side and snap it on the holes that are located on the left and the right, just like this. As for articulation points, so we have rotation, and we have that movement and that movement, so we have a swivel on that point on the wing. Actually, it's easier explained this way than attaching it to the action figure per se, because this way we could really do this. So spread out the wings in a very dramatic pose. So just imagine that on the back of the figure. Okay, so of course you would note that the white pieces of the wing over here and over here, those are the other rifles. So this is going to be the view on the front. And if you're going to deploy those rifles, just do this and take hold of the rifle that is hidden on the wings and just extend it to the front of the figure. So in full burst mode, so all 4 rifles firing in synchronized manner with the Freedom Gundam. So we have these 2 on the wings and those 2 for the side skirts. So we are now ready to attach this to this to end our review of these Tamashii Nations Gundam Universe action figures. So let's go to the photos and the video shots.